Okay, we are live. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? Okay, press 1 if you can hear me and let me know how everyone is doing. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay, great. All right, that's wonderful to hear. Okay, so this channel, like I said, we do news on this channel, but we're also going to be reading books. And as you know, we were reading some great books on spiritual healing. We're going to get back to that because that's still needed. But here is something that I was thinking about for some time now. And as you know, I started what you call a micro business e-course. And I want to tell everyone who purchased the micro business e-course, thank you very much. And also, we also do consultations. So again, to everyone, we want to thank everyone for participating and taking the consultations, buying the e-courses, and purchasing the herbs. So one of the things I want to do on this channel is I really want to focus on giving back. And one of the ways in which we can give back is that we can share knowledge that we learn from other places, right? From other places, people, and things. Now, granted, we can't give away everything. You know, I had someone say to me, someone leave me a comment and it's like, oh, I don't like this new channel. It's too commercial. I'm like, YouTube is a business, okay? YouTube, gone are the days where YouTube is YouTube for fun. YouTube is a business. So this is why everyone has something to sell. And this is why everyone is on YouTube, because they're doing business, okay? And in the grand scheme of things, that's what I'm doing as well. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm all business. No, I give away 20% of my free time and the other 80% goes to business and helping people. Okay, so before we get started, this is some of the things that I want to see. The reason why I chose this book, okay? The reason why I chose this book, and I'm going to post the link to the book before we get started. I chose this book for one reason and one reason only. And that reason is because of how things are changing on the ground. And it is so imperative that as things are changing on the ground, that people begin to change their strategies. Okay? So if you're sitting at home and you're waiting for, you know, for them to lift the ban and you believe that things are going to go back to normal, dream on. This is the new normal until they hit us with something else and give us another new normal. Okay, so not post 9/11, that was a new normal. Post 2008 financial crisis, that was another new normal. And post coronavirus pandemic, we're going into another new normal. So why did I choose this book? I'll be quick. I want to send a message to people who live outside of Europe, outside of the big economies in Asia, that is, you know, your Japan and your China, but specifically Tokyo and Beijing and the capitals of Asia, because in the capital cities, that's where they do well. Okay, so one of the things I want to say before I get started is this, okay? Many people outside of the West and outside of the big economies in Asia have this really messed up belief that money grows on trees. And before I start, I'm just going to take 3 minutes to dispel that. So those of you who live outside of, let's say, the United States and Canada, or you live outside of the large cities in Europe, or you live outside of the large cities in Asia, stop pressuring your family members to send you money and start pressuring yourself to learn to start a business. Let me say that again. Stop pressuring your family members who live in the United States, Canada, or Europe. Stop pressuring them to send you money and start pressuring yourself to learn effective business strategies. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because there is a pseudo belief that once a person is living in the United States, they walk out of their house and they pick money from trees. And although money does come from trees, okay, because it takes trees to make money, no, money does not grow on trees in the United States, in Canada, in European capitals, or in Asian capitals. In fact, as hard as it is in Latin America, the Caribbean, Africa, outside the capitals of Europe, outside the capitals of the United States, outside the major capitals of Asia, it is hard to earn money. And most people take shortcuts, and those shortcuts are usually scams. There's 1,000,001 scams going around ready to take your money out of your pocket. So with these money days and money learning days, these days where we're learning about money, we need people to understand. So those of you who have relatives in Latin America, the Caribbean, Africa, outside the capitals of Asia, no, money doesn't grow on trees, and it is not easy to gain money. And those of you who see your family members that you know came from a village or came from a town or came from wherever, and you see them living the good life in the United States or living the good life in Europe, okay, with the exception that they have a good job, they either have a good employment, working somewhere making a decent salary, or they're working on their own and they've come up with a process and a formula, and they built their business from the ground up that allows them to live comfortably. Outside of these three, they are either earning money through, and they're living up that life through credit cards, or they're living up that life through scamming. Okay? So let me say this and say this again. Okay? Let me say this and say this again. Those of you who have family members living in major capitals across the world, because either, this is not relegated to Africa and the Caribbean. This happens all over. Okay? Get yourself in front of the internet. The internet can save your life. Okay? The internet is not just there to look at booty pictures of big booties, okay, and big boxes, okay, and cute men, or to fight people on the internet because your information is right and theirs is wrong. Okay? Get yourself in front of the internet and begin to research ways to make money legally. Okay? Let me just say that. There are many ways you can learn to make money legally. And right before, at the 10-minute mark, I'm going to start reading. And here's the other thing. There's 1,000,001 scammers out there, guys. Guys, there are 1,000,001 scammers out there ready to take your money. If you see any investment strategy that is offering you incredible returns, here is my advice to you. Slow down, take your money that you would put into those investments and buy stock. I'm going to say it again. Slow down, take your money, buy stock. Slow down, take your money, buy stock. Any investment scheme that is promising you, 100% returns, 10% returns, 30% returns, slow down, take your money, buy stock. Big box. Big box is the V word. V, feminine word. A woman's V. Woman's V, right? So let me say that again. There's 1,000,001 schemes out there ready to take your money. If you feel the impulse to spend your money on any of these get-rich-quick schemes, slow down, take your money, and buy stock. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Slow down, take your money, and buy stock. Okay? All right. So that's what I wanted to say. And I'm going to say this for the last time. And those of you who live abroad that like to stunt on the people that live back home or whatever, Okay? Do us all a favor. It's not helping us. Okay? It's not helping us at all. It's not helping us grow. It's not helping us build. Okay? Do us a favor and stop it. Because you and I know it is hard to earn money in the West. Okay? The opportunities are greater, but it's equally as hard to earn money outside of the United States as it is in the United States. And with that, let me just share the screen really quickly and let's get started. Okay. All right. For those of you who want to purchase the book, this is the book on Amazon. And I suggest that everyone purchase this book. Everyone, please purchase this book. It's called The Laptop Millionaire: How Anyone Can Escape the 9-to-5 and Make Money Online. This is a really good book. So I would advise everyone to purchase this book, and it has pretty good ratings. Okay? Right? 4.4 out of 5. It's a pretty good book, and it's value for your money. Okay? The key to changing your life, the key to changing your finances is picking up a book. Okay? The key, mind over matter. I can't tell you how many of those schemes are out there. Okay? All right. And before we start, those of you who are interested in the consultation, okay, this is the link. Okay, very simple. Tuesday, Wednesdays, your phone number, your name, your email, your comments, your security code, you just fill that out. And these are the comments. You can go there and read these comments. Okay, let me say that again. The key to changing your financial situation is picking up a book. Okay, it is not a hot stock tip. It's not a hot stock tip. It's not someone trying to sell you scam cryptocurrency with a cloned website, take your money, and then tell you in order to get your money, you got to send more money. Okay, no. The key to earning wealth is picking up a book. It's picking up a book. How many witnesses can I get in the house? The key to earning wealth is picking up a book. So get yourself online on websites that sell books and read. Okay? Get yourself online to websites that sell books and read. Okay? That's the key to changing your financial situation. There is an answer in a book. There is an answer to your problems in a book somewhere. The key is you finding that book. All right. Okay. So before we start, let's just read the 1976 copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. So we're going to be doing teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in the favor of fair use. Okay, so we're using the fair use to get it together. And we are reading, and I'm going to leave this up so that we can read. Okay, we're going to leave that on the screen so we see what we are reading. Okay, all right, guys, press 1 when you're ready to get started. Press 1 when you're ready to get started. Okay? I'm just so sick of these scammers. And guys, before I start, I want to say something really, really, really crazy. Don't you find it strange, before we get started, right? Don't you find it strange that, let's just talk about something really quickly, about the hypocrisy of these tech companies, really quickly. Don't you find it strange that when you, the individual, uses his brain and decides to go against the mainstream narrative of a story, and you post that story onto social media, the social media hits you with a fact checker. Oh, the information in this is 70% right and 30% wrong. Fact checker. But you know what I find interesting? Twitter has fact checkers. Facebook has fact checkers. YouTube has, they don't even have fact checkers. They just pull down your video or crash your site. But don't you find it ironic, guys, that there are no scam checkers? They have fact checkers to tell you what you're thinking is wrong. But Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook don't have scam checkers to stop the millions of scammers using their platform to rob people of their hard-earned money. Don't you find that interesting? Tons of fact checkers, but no scam checkers? Anyway, let's get started. All right, guys. So we're reading from the book, The Laptop Millionaire, How Anyone Can Escape the 9-to-5 and Make Money Online by Mark Anastasi. Okay, Mark Anastasi. Okay, so one of the things I noticed is that this book, it was copywritten, hold on, I wrote it down, 2012. So it's 8 years old. Okay, so bear that in mind. 2012, 8 years old. But some of the stuff in here is really, really worth it. Okay, we're going to try to get to, chapter 1. Okay. All right, so bear in mind that this book was written in 2012. Okay, technology is forever changing. It's 8 years behind. So you're going to have to do your homework on some of the things I say in this book, but some things should still be relevant, right? Okay, so I'm wondering if we should just start from chapter 1 instead of the introduction. Okay. Let's start from the introduction. Okay, so since the late 1990s, a revolution has taken place in the way people do business. Watch this. Thanks to the internet and new technologies such as email, search engines, affiliate programs, VoIP, online auctions, video streaming, webinars, social media, you can now do business all over the world without ever leaving your house. Millions of people are now making a full-time living working from home. All of a sudden, if someone created $1 billion infrastructure that you could leverage for free to connect with 1 billion people around the world, wouldn't you want to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? This revolution is gathering pace. Over $1 trillion a year is being spent online. Stick a pin in that. $1 trillion a year is being spent online. Okay? Stick a pin right there. Okay. 1 in every 4 advertising dollars is now being spent in online advertising. That's a quarter. That's 25% of all advertising going online. And this book is 8 years old. And people are spending, on average, 40 minutes a day on social media websites such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And yet, most people are completely unaware of the incredible opportunities this has created for them. In this book and the related blog, I have brought together the success stories of 100 of my seminar attendees and students. You will find out how a single mom went from zero to making $2,500 a month thanks to Twitter in less than 90 days. How George went from working in a supermarket to making $6,000 a month on YouTube in less than 8 weeks. How Tom went from zero to making 20,000 a month thanks to Facebook. Now, granted, some of these things have changed because the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter changed the algorithms and changed their policies. Okay, but some of these things are still doable. How Georgina went from zero to making 8,000 a month in passive income thanks to outsourcing in less than 6 weeks. Kevin Taylor makes over 8,000 a month thanks to Fiverr. Okay, Ciara makes 7,000 a month thanks to SEO. SEO is still active, but it's kind of outdated. They're using backlinks now, but still, okay, you can still do SEO. Okay, how Tiziano went from zero to making 11,000 a month thanks to list building in less than 90 days. How Laura makes 12,000 a month thanks to local business marketing, working just 8 hours a week. How Rory Kay went from zero to making 15,000 a month thanks to his ebook in just 9 weeks. How Corinna went from getting fired for the 5th time and being unemployed for over a year to making 16,000 in 90 minutes thanks to webinars. How Lucy Johnson went from a personal trainer to making over 40,000 a month thanks to membership sites in less than 4 months. How Jonathan went from a massive debt to making 30,000 a month thanks to SEO. These laptop entrepreneurs are using simple internet business strategies revealed in this book. Show of hands, after listening to that, don't you want to buy the book? Don't you want to buy the book? After listening to those numbers, don't you want to buy the book? Right? All right, let's continue. Okay, these laptop entrepreneurs are using simple internet business strategy revealed in this book. In this book, I also share with you how I met my mentor, the Laptop Millionaire, and how his advice helped me go from being completely broke in my early 20s to making over $7 million in online sales. You will discover in these pages how I went from zero to making 10,000 a month thanks to ebooks, how I made $50,000 in 3 days thanks to direct mail letter, how I turned $952 into $36,000 in 7 days thanks to Facebook ads. Remember, those algorithms changed. When you first started doing advertising on Facebook, you could make this kind of money. Facebook went and changed the algorithms, so just be aware of that. Okay, how I made $90,000 a day thanks to a licensing deal, how I made $380,000 in 30 days thanks to an online product launch, how I made $200,000 in 90 minutes thanks to a live webinar, and many more strategies that I've never revealed before. I do not mention these numbers to impress you, but to simply illustrate the fact that these strategies really work. So again, what do we see here? So we're reading this book and we're reading from someone who's making a claim that you could make money online. So let's see how he goes about proving this claim. Because I'll tell you this, there's a lot of legit people online, but these tech companies allow way more scammers online and they bury the legit people. I kid you not. I swear that these tech companies, I swear up and down, that they put scammers online, and then when you search for something, they put the scam bots at the top because they know you'd likely choose on the first page within the first 10. And out of that first 10, I guarantee you 9 of them are scammers. Okay? So think about what I'm telling you, right? Scammers put there ready to take your money. So be aware of scammers, okay? Because they're there, but there are legit people online that can help you as well. Okay, I did not mention these numbers to impress you, but simply to illustrate the fact that these strategies really work. Laptop entrepreneurs are quietly making a fortune from the comfort of their homes and indeed from anywhere around the world where they can connect to the internet. You can now earn a full-time living thanks to Twitter, Facebook ads, Facebook pages, local business marketing, mobile marketing, YouTube, Google AdWords, search engine optimization, webinars, joint ventures, joint venture webinars, affiliate marketing, cost per action marketing, Fiverr, ebooks, eBay, outsourcing, media buying, pay-per-click advertising, list building, lead generation, membership sites, and hundreds more strategies. If you are stuck in a job that you hate, or worse, you are currently without a job, this book will show you how to make a full-time living from home thanks to the internet. The key is this: getting out of your laziness and moving away from a scheme mentality. Because there are a lot of hustlers online, but I'm telling you, a lot of them are criminals. But there are a lot of decent business people online. So be very, very stingy with your money and pay very attention to certain things. I'll tell you some of the things about these schemers. When they invite you to anything, go and look at their comment section. Look at their comment section, okay? Look at their comment section. And if you're not seeing comments and them not responding to comments, multiple comments, and then go and look at the people who are commenting and testing and checking to see if those are fake profiles. But look at some of the legit ways people can make money, even though there's a lot of scammers out here online, okay? So watch this. This book will show you how you can leverage the internet to dominate your market, get more clients, and turbocharge your sales and profits. My intention is to inspire you to take advantage of the most incredible opportunity of the 21st century and help you achieve the freedom and success you desire. If I could, I would reach out and grab you, shake you, and scream at the top of my lungs. Wake up. You don't have to spend the next 30 years in a job that is crushing your soul just to make a living. Sounds good? Right? So, a little bit of commentary, and then we're going to continue, right? Yes, Facebook and Google changed their algorithms. People were making a killing when they started advertising, and then they went in and they changed their algorithms. But this is the other thing that happened too. Not only did they change the algorithms, they allow the scammers to come in. Okay? They allow, and I believe it's a 80-20 ratio. 80% scammers, 20% real. And they allow it. I kid you not. Many are going to say, no, they don't. I'm telling you, these tech companies allow the scammers. Think about what I'm telling you. If you post on social media, Madagascar has an herbal drink, they're going to take your video down. But if someone says, listen, invest in my cryptocurrency trading scheme and you're going to get $10,000, they steal your money, run away. And Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, when you report it to them, they do nothing. Think about what I'm telling you. So not only did they change their algorithm, but they allow for the scammers to dominate the marketplace. So just be aware of that. It's an 80-20 ratio. So you got to dig before you fork over that money. Okay? All right. So we're getting into it. So what is the laptop entrepreneur lifestyle? Thanks to the internet, entrepreneurs in their 20s or 30s are setting up home-based internet businesses that they can run in their spare time, bringing in $5,000 to $30,000 a month. They can travel anytime they want and have the freedom to run their business from anywhere in the world. And the best of all, their websites are making money for them while they sleep. In his book, and this is another book that I'm going to get, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, author Robert Kiyosaki explains that to escape the rat race, you need to spend less than you earn and invest the difference into buying income-producing assets. For example, shares or rental property. The goal is to eventually have the income from your assets replace your earnings from your job. Okay, that's how you achieve financial freedom, he explains. Okay, so what's one of the first things we learn? One of the first things, besides multiple ways of making money, we're learning from Robert Kiyosaki that it's simple, okay? Spend less than you earn and invest the difference into buying income-producing assets, okay? And your goal, your long-term goal is for those income from those assets to replace the earnings from your job. So your passive wealth replacing your active wealth. Oh, Maria, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Join us, join us. Okay? So the goal is to get that passive income, right? To overtake or to replace, better yet, that active income. So your active income is your job. Anything that you have to physically be there and physically do to get money, that's an active income. The passive income is when you're making money while you sleep, right? Mind over matter. That's right. Go to your, all of you that have these books, go to your library, go to your library in your house, your bookshelf, and start dusting off these books. There's a wealth of knowledge in there, right? Okay, so let's continue. When I was starting out my business, I was $12,000 in debt. I had zero income, no job, and I was homeless. This is the author. Buying income-producing assets wasn't an option. What did we learn from that? So here's what he's saying. When he started out his business, he was $12,000 in debt. He had zero income, no job, and was homeless. So a long-term strategy for him of saving income to buy income-producing, to acquire income-producing assets was out of the question. And you see, most of us think like that. Most of us think, oh, okay, and this is why people get themselves in trouble and get arrested, because then they turn to scheming to do it. Okay, they turn to scheming. Watch this. Most of us think that in order to go from being broke to being a millionaire, it's just one step. No, it's literally 10,000 steps in between. It's baby steps. Okay, it's baby steps. It's making mistakes. It's rebounding. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of studying. And it's a lot of application. And it's trying and trying again. And one of the easy ways is learning from the best. The fastest way is to learn from the best. Let's continue. Buying income-producing assets wasn't an option. Instead, I decided to build income-producing assets. Eventually, these web businesses would grow to generate thousands of dollars a day. By the time I reached my late 20s, I had 64,000 clients in 116 countries worldwide and 16 different income streams. I could work from home or while traveling around the world or from the luxury cabin of a cruise ship in the Caribbean. In fact, I could do this from anywhere on the planet where I can get an internet connection. Furthermore, my first internet business only cost $400 to set up and was bringing in more than $10,000 a month in income. All right, Mind Over Matter just suggested a wealth book. Let's look at it. Okay, The Millionaire Next Door. It is a slow, steady way to wealth. So if you don't have that book, let's get that book. Okay, The Millionaire Next Door. Thank you, Mind Over Matter. Right? Too many. So instead, watch this. For those of you that have family members abroad, living in the village, who are living outside of the US, who think that money grew on trees, here's the best thing I can tell you. Don't give them money for anything. Oh, but Renetta, you're wicked. Nope. Don't give them money for anything. Okay? The basic you can do is you say food, water. Okay? But you got to get up and get. Okay? Think about what I'm telling you. Food, water, and an internet connection and books. Those of you who have family members, because they do this all over the world. Those of you who have family members living outside of big cities that believe that, oh, if I move to the big city, I'll be rich. No, no, you won't. People have to rub two stones to get money. So here's my advice to you. If you have family members who think money grows on trees, this is my advice to you. Food, water, books, and an internet connection. What they do with those four: food they're going to need to eat, water they're going to need to drink. If they don't read the books, don't send them money. What do they do with the internet? Do they go on the internet and just watch big booty shake? Don't send them money. Okay? Because you're only festering that behavior. Food, liquid, books, and an internet connection. And let them get up and do the hard work. If they're unwilling to do the hard work, they don't deserve a dime. Let's continue. Okay, so this is 2012. The cost of running a simple home-based internet business. Internet connection, $20 a month. We know that's 8 years ago. Get response autoresponder service, $60 a month. Go to webinar service, $100 a month. Hosting, $15 a month. That's about the same. 2 outsourcers, a web designer and customer service, $500 a month, for a total of $700 a month. And if you're starting off, some of those things these are all things that you can outsource. $700 a month. My email address is working fine, but sometimes the tech companies don't deliver the emails. Okay. All right, let me say that again. If you have family living outside of the big cities that think money grew on trees and they want you to do for them, food, water, books, and an internet connection. What they do with it will determine if you help them. If they do nothing with it, they will do nothing with your money. If you have it, okay? Because money does not grow on trees. People work hard for their money. And these internet, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram need to start cracking down on these scammers out here instead of cracking down on people using their free speech. But that's for another day. Imagine having a business that costs practically nothing to set up. You don't need staff to run, doesn't need offices. You can run from home or anywhere in the world. Other people are selling your products for you for free. Run on autopilot. People buy your products from your websites automatically. Allows you to leverage incredible technologies such as email, search engines, affiliate programs, VoIP, online auctions, video streaming, webinars, and social media. And all you need is your laptop. Other benefits of the laptop entrepreneur lifestyle: total flexibility. You can work when you feel like it. You can get up as early or as late as you want. No more alarm clock. You can take days off when you feel. You don't have a boss. No more taking orders from a nincompoop. You can even experience the satisfaction of firing your boss. Laptop entrepreneurs often start their businesses in their spare time. In their spare time, while still working at a job. Eventually, when the income from their laptop business exceeds that of their salary, they fire their boss. You don't have to deal with annoying co-workers anymore. No bickering, no more office politics, no more endless, pointless, boring meetings. You could be a stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home mom. No need for nurseries or nannies. You get to see your children grow up. You can spend more time with your loved ones, your families, your friends. You can visit them and stay with them in different countries around the world. No more commuting, getting stuck in traffic every day. You can travel anytime you want, visiting different countries. You can go to seminars, take a course, learn new things, expand your horizon. You can live by the beach. You can retire in the sun now rather than wait till you're 65. You can live in a low tax or zero tax jurisdiction. No more spending a fortune and weeks of your time on accountants every year. You can give yourself a pay raise every month. You can increase your earnings every month simply by growing your mailing list. Growing your mailing list. So that's another one you want to take care of. Okay, grow your mailing list. Okay, so that's something important, right? So far, you guys learning anything important here? Okay. My typical day looks something like this. I wake up, take a shower, step outside to take in fresh air, admire the view, play with my golden retriever, Leo. Then I have breakfast, a fresh green juice, cucumber, celery, apple, spinach, avocado with my partner while relaxing on the loungers by our swimming pool. I then sit at my laptop answering some emails in which I arrange a joint venture or a webinar or product launch or give assignments to my team of outsourcers. I then take a break and go cycling through the mountain trails next to our house, taking Leo for a run. In the summer, we usually end up on the beach in front of our house where we love to swim. In the afternoon, I usually write, creating products, blog posts, content for my membership sites, or my books and emails to send to my mailing list. Or sometimes I'll study a new course to learn about new business strategies. Guys, you see what I'm telling you? So, the key to changing your finance is reading. It is not scheming, robbing people out of their money, their hard-earned money, with your fake trading scams or your fake Bitcoin scams or your fake, whatever scams. The key to changing your life is in the pages of a book. The key to changing your life is between the pages of a book. If you want to change your finance, you've got to begin to read. You'd be surprised what's between the cover of a book, right? All right. Okay. So once a week on average, I do a 90-minute webinar from my clients. We go on 6 to 7 trips a year around Europe or to more exotic locations such as Thailand, Maldives, Bermuda, the Caribbean, Senegal, Egypt, Australia. You get the picture? If you like the sound of this, welcome to the world of the laptop entrepreneurs. Ms. Dunning, email me. Just email me. Okay. Living free. Why you must become a laptop entrepreneur. More and more internet entrepreneurs are choosing to live in Thailand, the Philippines, South America, Cyprus, or other countries where the cost of living is as little as $10 to $30 a day. They can experience an amazing lifestyle while saving thousands of dollars, pounds, or euros, building their wealth, often tax-free, every single month. There are certain places, Tanzania, Thailand, Cambodia, Ecuador, that are so incredibly cheap that it seems unreal. Or Chile in South America, a stable and safe country where the cost of living is about 40% less than Europe. Quite a few of my fellow laptop entrepreneurs like David Kavanaugh, Mitch Sanders, Greg Jacobs, Jim Graham, Aaron Darko moved to Thailand where, according to them, you can live like a king for about $1,500 a month. I believe most people could experience a dramatic increase in their enjoyment of life, quality of life, standard of living by making just a few smart lifestyle decisions. Okay? Furthermore, in today's world, to ensure that you preserve your wealth and your standard of living, you need to take active steps to minimize your tax and protect your assets. This can mean choosing to live in a country with a high standard of living, as well as a fantastic weather and very low taxes. The world is changing. Governments are broke. They're selling off their assets to pay off their massive debts. The wonderful euphemism for that is privatization. They are devaluing their currencies through inflation and increasing taxes. By printing a lot more money than there are products or services for, central banks are essentially devaluing their currency and making everything much, much more expensive for you, the consumer. As a result, the average worker is now on a relentless mouse wheel where they have to keep running faster and faster just to stand still. The aforementioned rat race. Okay? In many Western countries, workers' purchasing power keeps falling, and the prices of goods and services keep rising while taxes keep eating away at your income more and more. You might find that soon having an internet-based business, far from being some fancy idea, becomes an absolute must. This was 8 years ago. Many internet marketers today set up their business in Singapore and get a Singapore or Hong Kong bank account in certain circumstances. And please get the advice of a professional international tax lawyer before taking any action on this. Remember, I said to you guys, I said everything in the business you can do except the taxes. Okay? They can pay as little as zero tax. But did you know that in the Seychelles, the personal tax rate is zero, the corporate tax is zero, the capital gains tax is zero, there is no VAT or GST, and you do not need to file accounts? That is in the Seychelles. The Seychelles is one of those islands off the coast of Africa. Okay? Okay. Did you know that if you don't live in a specific country for more than 4 months of the year, the perpetual tourist or PT lifestyle, you could, in certain circumstances, not have to pay taxes in any country? Laptop entrepreneurs, internet businesses allow them to take advantage of a great lifestyle opportunities and make the most of cost of living and lifestyle arbitrage opportunities between countries. Imagine earning British pounds, Swiss francs, Australian dollars, or spending just a few Thai baht, Philippine peso, or Indian rupees. On the other hand, if you have your own traditional brick and mortar business, you're pretty much tied to the country your business is based in and forced to pay tax to the government of the country. Not 1 in 100 entrepreneurs understand their true options. Less than 5% of entrepreneurs truly understand how they can leverage these offshore opportunities. But as Simon Black, the editor of Sovereign Man newsletter, points out, investors and business owners are becoming more and more fed up with the situation at home and are increasingly considering a move overseas. We live in a world where geography and borders are becoming less relevant, no longer the ball and chain that they used to be. Technology is making it easier to live where you want and work where you want without the two necessarily being the same. This isn't just for online businesses and bloggers, though those two business models clearly work in a borderless world. There are literally hundreds of options. Self-employed professionals who have infrequent client meetings, traders, designers, programmers, media workers, telesalespeople, analysts, customer service workers, and so on. Okay? Over the next several years, I predict a massive demographic shift as more and more people begin to push beyond their home country and explore these kinds of opportunities. Guys, what do you think so far? What do you guys think so far? I think so far this is a good read. Okay. Okay, so he goes on to talk about, and we're going to get into, we're still in the introduction, and there's still a lot of meat in the introduction, so let's get to it. Okay, how I met the Laptop Millionaire, from 0 to 10,000 in 28 days. And guys, I'm doing these types of readings now because things are changing, and as things change, you got to change. Okay? Do you recommend for an individual to register their business as a corporation? Nope. It really depends on what business you're starting. That really depends on the type of business you're starting. But I wouldn't recommend starting off as a corporation. That is extremely expensive. But then again, it depends on what type of business you're structuring. Okay? All right. So great. I'm glad to see other people. So let's look at his journey. How he went from being broke, busted, and disgusted to a laptop millionaire. I left Greece when I was 18 years old to come to England with the hope of a better life. Somehow things didn't quite turn out that way. I ended up working as a security guard for 2 years, earning just $5 an hour, barely scraping by. During that time, banks were practically throwing credit cards at me, and not surprisingly, I was getting more in debt each month. I worked for a while at a telesales job that paid a paltry $6 an hour in the hope that I would earn commissions and pay off my debts. I made just one sale in 14 months, and I was so awful at my job that I got fired. By November 2003, in my early 20s, I was $12,000 in debt. I had no money, no job, no prospects. To top it all off, I got kicked out of my apartment. I hadn't paid the rent in 2 months. I felt so embarrassed and ashamed about my situation that I didn't tell anyone what was happening. In any case, my family back home, with whom I wasn't really on speaking terms with, was in no position to help me anyway. With no money and no place to stay, I ended up taking shelter in a derelict building in London with a handful of other homeless people. Those were scary times. You could try to get some sleep, not knowing if you were going to get mugged or beaten up. I lived in the constant fear of getting thrown out, or more routinely, not being able to buy food. I remember going into the supermarket and trying to decide whether to buy a cucumber or some broccoli, then breaking down in tears because I couldn't afford either. I'm $12,000 in debt. It will take me years to pay that debt off. I can't even afford 37 cents to buy broccoli. Should I use that 37 cents to pay off a bit of my debt? I remember trying to get $30 out of an ATM on one of my last remaining credit cards, and the ATM screen said insufficient funds. That's it. I thought to myself, I have nothing left. And yet somehow, almost miraculously, week after week, the banks would top up the credit limit on one of my credit cards. I was getting even in more debt, but at least I could buy some food and survive for a few more days. Every day, I would look at the classified ads and job postings, but nobody wanted to hire me. Some days I was so depressed that I couldn't even muster enough energy to get out of bed. I was sleeping on a damp, dirty mattress on the floor. The whole time I kept telling myself over and over again what a no-good loser I was. Negative thoughts kept dragging me further into depression. Negative thoughts. Negative thoughts. You got to fight that. Enough, I yelled out one day, crying. I just had to get out of my bed. Those thoughts were driving me crazy. I ran out of that building, down that street, and I just kept running in the freezing rain. Crying the whole way, my lungs were burning, and I could feel the cold air through my rain so close. I ended up hiding in the old Brompton Road Cemetery in Earl's Court. Cemetery? To get away from the rain and the crowded streets. I didn't want anyone looking at me. There was nobody there. And after running to the end of the cemetery, I collapsed among some 17th century tombstones. After a while, I sat up, looked around, and noticed one of the tombstones. I forgot the name. But this young man had lived there from 1654 to 1674. Interesting. Almost my age, I mused, 20 years. It made me think about what would happen if I died right there and then. I wonder what it would say on my tombstone if I died that day. Maybe all it could say would be Mark Anastasi worked as a security guard, never hurt anyone, never did anything important. As despair and depression started to take a grip of me and tears started welling up, suddenly a question popped in my head. What did you give? What did I give? What do you mean? He's in a graveyard and he has a voice in his head. Oh my goodness. What did I give? What did you mean? What did I give? I'm broke. I don't have anything to give. Let me have something first, then I'll give, I said out loud, exasperated. So he's in a graveyard and he's hearing voices in his head asking him, what did he give? What? Okay. Again, this voice asked, what did you give? What? Okay. In that moment, a realization struck me. I realized that I had been focused on taking and getting my whole life. I had never stopped to think about whether I was really contributing to others. Was I helping people? Was I adding value? Was I making a difference? I got up, looked at those tombstones, and I made a vow. He made a vow in a graveyard after hearing a voice say, what did you give? Interesting. I'm going to turn this around. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. I'm going to figure out how to turn my life around, and I will devote my life to helping others do the same. I decided to view this as a test that I absolutely was going to triumph over. I was going to break through this challenge. They say that problems are the gym on which we sculpt our souls. Well, let's start a sculpting. My resolve was total. I had made an incontrovertible decision and had cut off all the other possibilities. I was going to make it no matter what. I walked out of that cemetery the freest that I ever felt. A voice in a cemetery, after he was crying, asked him, what did you give? And he had an epiphany. I was busy trying to get, and now I must give. Then he makes an oath in a cemetery that he will help people. That was the lesson he learned in a cemetery. Interesting. All right. Now let's get to the meat of this. The seminar that changed my life. Okay. Not far from where I was staying. Watch this. Watch this, guys. So let's just skip over the cemetery part. But let's look at this. After that whole debacle by the cemetery, okay, he left there, and watch this. Not far from where I was staying, a personal development seminar was taking place for free that weekend. Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? So let's just forget the cemetery for a second. He had an epiphany. He was at his lowest and he had an epiphany. Granted, he had an epiphany in a cemetery, but he had an epiphany. And that epiphany caused a complete change in the way he thought, in the way he saw life. His immediate problem was being poor. And he had no way of how to fix it. And when he had that epiphany that caused him to change his worldview, what immediately happened? He began to see opportunities everywhere in front of him. Are you guys following? When you change the way you think, problems become opportunities. When you change stinking thinking. You see what I'm saying? Stinking thinking. There's no opportunities in stinking thinking. He changed the way he thought. And immediately, right where he lived, there was a seminar. So all this time, he was broke, busted, and disgusted and could not see opportunities in front of him. Then he had an epiphany that changed the way he thought. And then from changing the way he thought, he saw now that there was a personal development seminar that was free over the weekend where he lived. Let's continue. It promised to reveal the success strategies of millionaires. I was skeptical at first, but since I had absolutely nothing to lose, I decided to go. When you get to the end of your rope and you have nothing to lose, get back up. Who knows? I might meet somebody there who can give me a job, I thought to myself. The things I learned at that seminar would end up changing my life. The things I learned in that seminar would end up changing my life. I'll say this. The keys to changing your life is between the pages of a book. Okay? The content was phenomenal, and as it happens, at that seminar, I got to meet the man who would later become my mentor. He was sitting next to me during the first break. I introduced myself, asking what he thought of the seminar, what he did for a living. Little did I know that this attempt at making small talk with a stranger would change the course of my life. Okay, what I do, he said, well, I make money. Thanks to my laptop, he said with a smile. I laughed at the bizarre answer this affable 40-year-old stranger had come up with, not understanding what he meant. After much prodding, he proceeded to tell me that he had many websites selling many different products, such as ebooks, for example, for which he was paid commissions. He could run his entire $1 million a year business from his laptop, from anywhere around the world, as long as he had an internet connection. Now, my father had been sitting at his computer for 30 years as a journalist getting paid very little money. We were always broke. How on earth could this gentleman sitting next to me make $1 million a year thanks to his laptop? You know, since the late 90s, the way business is done has been completely revolutionized thanks to the internet. Whole new industries have mushroomed. Old industries and millions of jobs have disappeared. Let me say that one again. Old industries. Guys, if you guys are not waking up in this corona pandemic and not paying attention to what's going on, you're going to lose. Old industries and millions of jobs have disappeared, and most people have no idea that this revolution has taken place, and they have no idea of their options, he said, as a way of an explanation. This completely flew over my head. I was still thinking, could this guy give me a job? All this sounds great, but I need a job. We got along well during the weekend, and at the end, we exchanged contact details. By that point, I had started calling him Mr. Laptop Millionaire, LM for short. The next day, I did some of the exercises that were recommended to us at the seminar, including, number one, got pen and paper? Write down your goals. Writing down 20 things I loved about myself and 20 things I was grateful for in my life. 100 reasons why I had to make more money, and brainstorming 100 ways to make more money. When I did that final exercise, I remembered something that the Laptop Millionaire told me, a simple strategy he used for making a couple $1,000s a month online. I called him up from a payphone. Hi, LM, listen, I need your help. What's going on, Mark? Well, for starters, I'm calling you from a payphone outside an abandoned building that me and some homeless guys are squatting in. I'm broke. I've been trying to get a job for months, but no luck. I got kicked out of my apartment last January, and I've been pretty much homeless for the past 4 months. Let me guess, you need some money. No, I'm calling to ask. I'm not calling to ask for some money. When you have no money, all you want is money. And here's the key that I learned from this. When you have no money, but you have connections, don't call and ask for money. Ask for opportunity. Can I get a witness? Did anyone hear that? Did anyone hear that? Did anyone hear that? People would be stingy to give you money because they know they may not get it back and there may not be a return. But they'd be willing to give you an opportunity. Anyone following? That's another lesson in this book. He said, let me guess, you need some money. He said, no, I'm not calling to ask for money. I read somewhere that you should work to learn, not just work to earn. Don't call people asking for money. Sometimes money is what you need, okay? Sometimes money is what you need, but opportunity is really what you want, okay? You see what I'm saying? Right? Sometimes what you immediately need is money. Or better yet, sometimes what you want is money. Let me turn that around. Sometimes what you really want is money, okay? But what you really need is an opportunity, because the opportunity will lead you to that money. All right. Basically, try to work for someone who can teach you valuable things. Did you hear that? He did not ask the rich man for money. He asked the rich man for an opportunity to learn. Is anybody following? Is anybody following? Is anybody following? Basically, try to work for someone who can teach you valuable things. Okay? Anyway, that's not important. Remember how you told me at the seminar that you were making money by selling an ebook on the internet? Are you still making $1,800 a month from that ebook? Well, actually, I'm now making $2,400 a month from that specific ebook. Really? That's fantastic. Listen, I'm willing to work for you for free. Okay? He's like, I'm willing to work for you for free. Why? He gave something. Watch this. He gave something to get the knowledge and the opportunity to earn money. Let's try that again. Mind over matter, I have to correct you on something. Since we started this live stream, you have been negative. Okay? Let me say something. And I don't mean to call you out in a way like this, but I want you to change the way you think. I started off by saying there are a lot of scammers out there. Okay? There are a lot of negative people out there that want nothing for you. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't get up and try. Okay? And I said, when you're down, that is your opportunity to get up and learn. Okay? So please, I'm going to ask you politely, really begin to change the way you think. Okay? All of us have been through something, and we all have a story to tell. Okay? We all have a horror story to tell about some crook, some swindler, some abuser, some negative person. Okay? But none of us are trying to live there and stay there. Right? So mind over matter, I welcome you. But since we started, it's been nothing but negative comments. Pay attention to your thinking. All right? So try to really, really absorb what is being said here instead of just focusing on the negative, right? Mind over matter. Okay, let me stop for a second. Mind over matter. You answered and you said to me, call me out if you want. That is not my experience. I don't know anyone who will ever help me. I am sitting here on the internet. I am sitting here and I am reading from a book that will help you with strategies about how to change your life. Okay, put mind over matter in timeout. Mind over matter, okay. All right, mind over matter. You did, sorry, I apologize. You did give a book in the beginning. I apologize for that. Don't put mind over matter in timeout. I was wrong. Mind over matter did give a book recommendation in the beginning. Thank you for that correction. I made a mistake. I read 3 of your comments and they were all negative. Negative after negative after negative. So that's why I needed to correct that. I'm sorry. I was the one who was wrong. You did give us a good book in the beginning as a reference. But I'm going to say this, mind over matter. I'm going to say this. Okay? Look at your situation and the people around you. Okay? I was targeted. I'm implanted. Let me say that again. I am targeted and implanted, monitored with police street cameras, blasted with directed energy weapons. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Okay? Change the way you think. Let's continue. Okay, really? Fantastic. Listen, I'm willing to work for you for free. I'll help you with anything you need for your business. Okay, so what did we learn here? He didn't call the rich guy for money. He called him for an opportunity. And he gave something to get something. Okay? Did you see that? Let's continue back to the book. Okay, students, let's focus. Back to the book. He gave something to get something. So he's standing in front of someone who's wealthy. The first thing most people ask for is money. The wealthy person, well, he didn't ask for money. He asked for an opportunity to be wealthy. And watch what he did. Watch what he did. And this is another place where people fail. They come with their hands stretched out. Can I get a witness? When people think that you have something that they want, they don't come to give something to get something. They come with their hands stretched out to get. And he said, no. He said, I'm willing to give of my time to get some of your knowledge. What did we learn? Don't ask a rich person for money. If they have a heart, which very few of them do, but the ones who do, the human rich people, you have to give them something of value, and something of value to rich people is time. in return for information and knowledge, in return for knowledge. So when you see someone succeeding, okay, this is very powerful. When you see someone succeeding, don't go to them with your hand stretched out. Okay? Happy birthday, Takaya. Ooh, my shoulder. Don't go to them with your hand stretched out. Go to them with your brain stretched out. I am willing to give you some of my time to get some of your knowledge. And I can't tell you how many times I encountered people that just come with their hands stretched out. And they just want to take, and they just never stop taking. Unless you put your foot down. They just want to take. Those kinds of people, when you see them, run. All they do is take. And then they get angry when you call them out on their taking. Okay? They just want to take. No. The key is, when you see someone who's succeeding, don't ask them for money. Come with your brain stretched out. I want my brain to grow with knowledge I never had, and I'm willing to give you something in return. That is my time. So mind over matter. Did you try giving of your time in return for knowledge? Just a question, right? Okay, the laptop millionaire chuckled and said, I didn't need to do that. I think he realized that I would not stop pestering him until I got him to share his secret. And here's another thing that he did. He was insistent with his time, wanting knowledge for time. I'm going to give you some of my free time if you can give me some of your winning strategies. Don't go to successful people or people you believe are successful with your hands stretched out. Give something in return. Okay? You did? Okay. Super chat? No, I didn't see it, Takaya. I didn't see it. I didn't even think this channel. Takaya, are you sure you did that on the right channel? Right? Okay, Takaya, I got it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right? Thank you so much. All right, let's continue. All right. So now that he got the opportunity, look at this. So now he's confronted with the opportunity. What does he do with the opportunity? So the first phase, what do we see in the first phase of changing your finances, right? The first phase of changing your finances when you're at the bottom is getting back up. The second phase of changing your financial situation is everything that you're complaining about is an opportunity. Takaya, thank you so much. Everything you complain about is an opportunity. If it's a complaint, that means there's a problem. Problems have solutions. Solutions are opportunity to fix another person's problems, and fixing other people's problems equals money. Is anyone following? When you're at the bottom and you have nothing, that is a problem. Get back up, because problems have solutions. Solutions to problems equals fixing other people's problems. Problems and solutions have money attached to it. That's the first thing you need to get. The second thing you need to get is, if the environment that you're in is not conducive for success, you need to change your environment. What did he do? Immediately when he changed his mind, he noticed there was a personal, life-changing seminar in the same neighborhood that he lived in, where he thought there was no opportunities. What is the third thing that he did? He went to the seminar. What is the fourth thing that he did? He struck up a conversation. What is the fifth thing that he did? He kept a journal about learning things about opportunity that he never knew. What is the sixth thing that he did? He took a risk and he called the person he met. What is the seventh thing that he did? He didn't ask the successful person for money. He asked the successful person for opportunity in exchange for knowledge. What is the eighth thing that he did? He showed up. He showed up. Let's see what happens when he showed up. Later that week, I visited him at his place in London. He had some work to finish off, so I just sat on the couch in his home. He was sitting a few feet away with his back to me. He sniggered as he watched his computer screen. Making money is so easy, he said out loud. He sat back smugly, not taking his eyes off from the screen. He just made $15,734 in less than 5 minutes at the touch of a few buttons on his laptop. As I sat there, seething with anger at the insensitive comment, I was broke, unemployed, and in a lot of debt. What do you mean making money is easy? Everyone knows that making money is hard. That's why my family has always been broke, I thought to myself as I glared at him. But I didn't say anything. I was angry, but I still wanted to learn his strategy. This is a key opportunity breaker. Can anyone tell me what I just read? What did I just read, guys? His mentor clicks a button and makes over $15,000. He, because he's broke, he's busted, and he's disgusted, is seething in jealousy and rage at his life. Can anyone tell me, in this situation, why this can cause a person to lose opportunity? Come on, guys. We're doing a little bit of Q&A now. As we're reading, we're Qing and Aing. Let me say that again, okay? Let me say that again. So he musters up the courage and he goes, right? He goes to the opportunity that was presented to him, right? And he gets there, and the person that is in front of him made $15,000. He gets pissed, angry, and he reverts back to his stinking thinking. I'm poor and broke and busted, and you're telling me it's easy to make money? What could have been, look at that situation, guys. How could he have lost that opportunity? What would be some of the things people would do if they were put in that situation? Yes, Bantu, lashed out verbally at the mentor, and the mentor could have cut him off. Original African, that's what I was looking for. This is an opportunity destroyer. Too consumed on jealousy and not on what I could learn to better myself. That's what I was looking for. Focusing energy in the wrong direction. When he saw, meanwhile, remember, he was there to get the opportunity. And this is the opportunity breaker in every single situation. You finally win the opportunity. And then when you see the opportunity giver doing what they do, which is be successful, you revert back to jealousy. He was impatient. Envy and jealousy. He reverted back to a negative thought pattern. But watch this. He caught himself. When you work hard to achieve an opportunity that you want from an opportunity giver, beware of the weeds of stinking thinking. Beware of the weeds. Check your envy and your jealousy. Check your energy focus. Where is your energy compass? Check your actions. Are you becoming verbally abusive to lose that opportunity? Check your stinking thinking. Check your stinking thinking. Money may be easy to get, but opportunities, because you can always make money being a crook, it's easy to get. But legal money through opportunities and relationships are very hard to get. So did he fail the test? Let's see if he failed, or let's see if he succeeded. Okay. As I looked around his office, I saw dozens, watch this. So his mentor sat by the computer, watch this, and just made, in a matter of minutes, over $15,000. Immediately, because he looks at his situation. I'm broke, I'm dusty, I'm busty, I'm crusty, I'm musty. But he forgets for a split second, I'm in the land of opportunity, invited by someone who can teach me what I need to know. For a split second, he forgot where he was. And his thinking almost got a hold of him. But then something peculiar happens. As I looked around his office, I saw dozens of personal development books and courses lying around. Did anyone hear what I just said? Did anyone hear what I just said? Okay, watch this. I looked around his office. I saw dozens of personal development books and courses lying around. From the titles of these courses, I realized that he had invested a lot of time and money into learning about marketing, business, and investing. Did anyone understand what we're doing? Situational analysis right now. Situational analysis, how people maximize opportunities when they show up versus the stinker thinkers. Those who think stink versus the opportunity maximizers. He finally got the opportunity to be in front of the opportunity. What did he do with it? When he saw the person who gave him the opportunity succeed at being successful, his thinking rose up. What does that teach us? Human nature. It's human nature, when you're broke, busted, dusty, musty, and disgusting, to get jealous to see someone strive. But he didn't let it consume him. He didn't let thinking, musty, busty, dusty, and crusty, he didn't let him deter him from seizing the opportunity. Immediately, he checked his jealousy and he began doing what? Observation, observation, observation. Let's say that again. Opportunity and grabbing opportunity when you're inside of the door requires you to check your stinking thinking. Shut your mouth, shut off your jealousy and your envy, and observe. Observe. And can anyone tell me, as he shut off his stinking thinking, what did his eyes begin to see all around him? Yes, Denise, he observed. What did he see? Can anyone tell me what he saw? What did he see, guys? You learn from observation. But what did he see in the room? What did he see as he looked around the room, guys? Takaya said it. Takaya said it. What did he see as he looked around the room? Let me read it again. As I looked around his office, I saw dozens of personal development books and courses lying around. From the titles of these courses, I realized that he had invested a lot of time and money into learning about marketing, business, and investing books. What did he see laying around the room? Self-development books. What else did he see? He saw books, but there was something else that he saw. What else did he see? Let me read it again. You guys need to be actively listening as I'm reading, right? As I looked around his office, I saw dozens of books, personal development books, and courses lying around. What else did he see besides personal development books? What else did he see in the room of his mentor besides books? Books of opportunity, yeah, but there was something else. He saw courses. He saw courses. Courses. So not only did he see books, he also saw his personal mentor took courses. Again, what are we learning? The key to changing your finances is not scams. That scam will get you rich quick, but it doesn't end well. You'll get rich quick, but it doesn't end well, except for politicians, okay, and mega corporations. But the key to slow wealth, as soon as I said that, there goes my internet. The key to slow wealth is opportunity, seizing the opportunity. What's between the pages of books and what is between or the inside of courses? Let's continue. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? Okay, we're on page, this is the introduction, 23. Okay. I would later find out, watch this, that he had attended over 100 personal development, wealth creation, business, investment seminars where he had learned dozens of marketing and trading strategies. Did you hear what I said? The key to wealth building is not scams. Those scams will earn you quick money. But if the people you scam don't get you, okay, there'll be another scammer waiting to get your money, or there'll be the criminal justice system waiting to get you. Okay? The key to wealth is not shortcuts and scams. Get your head between a book, get your head listening to a course, and get your behind in the seat of personal development, wealth creation, business, investment seminars, and where it says he learned dozens of marketing and trading strategies. The key to wealth is strategies. And those strategies, the key to being a crook is strategies too. Okay? But the key to changing your finances, you're welcome, Takaya, thanks, is strategies. He had also paid, watch this, mentors and coaches for step-by-step guidance. He paid successful people to guide him. He had spent more than $70,000 on his continuing education And thanks to this investment, making $10,000 in 5 minutes, thanks to his laptop, was now easy for him. Are you beginning to see what it takes? Are you beginning to see what it takes to be successful? Now, I am not advising anyone to get a personal mentor and pay $70,000 that you don't have. No. But I'm advising everyone to get books and find courses that you can afford. Get books and find courses that you can afford. And from there, you learn your strategies. I am not telling anyone to pay $70,000 for a mentor. No way. But I am telling everyone, get books, find cheap, economical courses you can take to change your life. And it's going to take time, but you can do it. I live with implants. Every time I walk out of my house, there are police officers on street cameras monitoring everything I do. If I can do it, so can you. Okay. And thanks to this investment, making $10,000 in 5 minutes, thanks to his laptop, was now easy for him. Okay? And he's doing this with legal businesses, not these scammers. By the way, anyone coming to tell you on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter that you can make money trading Bitcoin, 9 times out of 10, it is a scam. Do not give them your hard-earned money. These are scammers. Okay? Delete, block, and report them. Okay? Watch this. In fact, he seemed to have Midas-like abilities. Everything he touched turned to gold, so to speak. But it took him years to learn those strategies. As I surveyed, watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. As I surveyed his impressive library, a mental picture came to me, a bit like a daydream. In my mind, I saw him piling up all his notes from his seminars he had attended, piling up all the books that he had read, all the CD and DVD home study courses he'd learned from, and climbing atop of them. From there, he had a different perspective on things. He could see this big gray wall. Below him lay a vast expanse of wealth and opportunities. And he got all of that from books and courses and seminars. If you're on social media and all you're doing is bickering and exposing and fighting and watching boom boom videos or whatever, they have their place, okay? But if that's all you're doing on social media, you're wasting your time. Okay, I saw him, okay, so he could see the very big picture, right? From that vantage point up there, the laptop millionaire could genuinely say, wow, making money is easy. When you see people flossing picture of their wealth of thousands of dollars on social media, they're either scheming people, cracking credit cards, which is a scheme, scheming them with Bitcoin trading schemes, which is schemes and nothing but stealing your money. Not all of them, but most of them. Okay? If you see them flashing money on social media, it's a scam. Okay? No person who worked hard for his money is going to sit down in front of social media and wave their cash in front of you. It is a scam. Okay? But what this guy is saying is that through books, CDs, personal investment, development strategies, wealth creation strategies, business opportunities, seminars, marketing, he learned strategies. And from those strategies, he became so good that he could make tens of thousands of dollars in 5 minutes. I need to learn these strategies too so that I can make more money like you do. I said, you are right, you do. The more you learn, the more you earn. If someone is not teaching you, if someone is not teaching you or they're not learning from you, get rid of them. Okay, Stella, this is great. Let me just put this on the screen. Just to prove to you that what I'm saying is true. Stella says, right. Most people don't know this. I taught myself how to make websites and back-end programming from watching current web design and back-end programming courses on YouTube. I'm not done yet. I'm going to say this. If you go to someone's website and they're flossing tens of thousands of dollars, they're a scammer. No person who made their money the hard way is going to be flossing you money like that. Okay? No. Hard-won money is discreet. Okay? Fast money is show-offish. So here's the thing. If you are on social media and you're not learning about how to micro-invest, do you know you can start trading with $1? Do you know that there are trading platforms where you could pretend to learn how to trade so that you don't lose real money? Or you could pretend to invest so you don't lose your real money, and it gives you expectations of you winning and expectations of you losing. If you're not maximizing the internet to learn, you're wasting your time. Okay, let's continue. All right, so we're getting into Millionaire Secret 1. The more you learn, the more you earn. Okay, and after that, we're done because we're already at 1 minute 37, 1 hour 37 minutes. So we're on page 23. Watch this. Eventually, he turned around, looked at me and said, it's simple. If you can take a successful person's entire lifetime of experience and knowledge, condense it to a book, and then read it, it's like getting a lifetime of experience and ideas in just a few hours. You don't have to go through an entire lifetime of trial and error. Imagine if you studied 100 successful people this way. This sort of education is the highest form of leverage. Oh my God, this is so powerful. I just don't even want to move from there. Guys, so we're on page 23. How many of you are going to purchase this book? Show of hands. How many of you are going to purchase this book? How many of you are going to purchase this book? Show of hands. How many of you are going to purchase this book? Good. Guys, watch this. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. If it's anything I ever told you, this is the key. If there's anything we've read so far, this is the key. Whatever you watch, you will emulate. If you only watch fast money schemes, that is what you'll emulate. Watch what he said, and then we're done. Because this is powerful, and we're going to start from there on Wednesday. Eventually, he turned around, looked at me and said, it's simple. If you can take a successful person's entire lifetime and experience and knowledge, condense it to a book, and then read it, it's like getting a lifetime of experience and ideas in just a few hours. You don't have to go through an entire lifetime of trial and error. Imagine if you studied 100 successful people this way. This sort of education is the highest form of leverage. Let's unpack that power principle. Let's unpack that power principle. We're going to call that a power principle. Right? Okay, let me just post the link right now. Everyone who wants to buy that book. Okay, this is the link. Zulu Warrior, I just posted the link just now. Okay, let's unpack that power principle and we're done. Okay, what is he saying? Let me read it again. Guys, put on your thinking caps on. What is he saying? Because a lot of times in education, they teach us to learn, to read, to memorize. But we are not taught reading to critique or reading to analyze. We are taught read to memorize, memorize to do. Okay? Like robots. But we should be, this is how we should be learning how to read. Reading to analyze, analyzing to imitate, or duplicate, or replicate. Let's unpack that power principle. This is what he said. Last thing the guy said was, the more you learn, the more you earn. If you ain't learning, your ass is broke. Eventually, he turned around, looked at me and said, it's simple. If you can take, guys, pay attention to what I'm saying, a successful person's entire lifetime of experience and knowledge, condense it in a book, and then read it, it's like getting a lifetime of experience and ideas in just a few hours. You don't have to go through an entire lifetime of trial and error. Imagine if you studied 100 successful people this way. This sort of education is the highest form of leverage. Let's unpack that power principle. Power principle number 1. Successful people. Successful people. But what kind of successful people? Are you going to emulate fast money successful people? No, because if you earn your money fast, you lose it fast. He's saying successful people studying and learning their entire lifetime of experience and knowledge from a book. Reading that book, watch this, it will save you an entire lifetime of trial and error. Then he says, this is where you get leverage. You read one book of the entire lifetime of a successful person and how they gain their wealth and maintain their wealth. He doesn't call that leverage. He said that will save you trial and error. But this is what he goes on to say. He says, imagine multiplying that, the multiplication effect. Let's call that power principle of human compound interest. Human compound interest. He's saying, not studying one person, one successful person. He said, your leverage is studying 100 of them. If one successful person can save you a lifetime of trial and error, he says 100, studying 100 successful people is leverage. That is powerful. So how many successful people in our library, how many books unsuccessful people should we have at minimum in your home library? If you can have 50 pairs of Jordans, if you can have the latest iPod and iPhone, if you can have that macchiato every day, that's like $5, $6, $10. What is the author saying? What is his mentor saying? That every human being who wants to change their life financially, what should they use as leverage? And then we're done. He's saying studying the life of one successful person. Stella, you got it? Stella, you got it? He says studying the life of one successful person will save you a lifetime of trial and error. But if you really want leverage in being successful, you need a minimum of 100 successful people. Because successful people do not hang around broke, busted, disgusted people. He said you need a minimum of 100 successful people. That is our power principle for today. If you want to be successful, study the life of a successful person by reading books about them. But if you want to have leverage in changing your finances, you need about 100. Power principle for today. All right. All right, guys. So tomorrow I have a busy day, but we may be back tomorrow evening. And if not tomorrow evening, we will be back maybe Wednesday evening, but we're going to be back Thursday and Friday this week. We're getting through this book this week. All right, guys? All right. So, guys, before we go, did you guys enjoy this? Do you guys enjoy this session on the Laptop Millionaire? And if you haven't purchased the book, you can get it right here on Amazon. Did you guys enjoy today's reading? You know, I could be here speaking about doom and gloom, about the pandemic, and I'm just saying, you know what? We already know what they're planning. They're planning a massive, worse than 9/11 surveillance state. We're going into a recession worse than 2007 and 2008. I could be here telling you all these things, but I'm here to give you some hope. And that's why I'm reading these books. Okay? So instead of just reinforcing the fact that we're going into a Nazi surveillance state with technology and surveillance worse than you can imagine from these psychopathic tech companies, we already know they're doing these things. We're going into forced vaccination. I don't want to be the other person blowing the same trumpet. I've been blowing that trumpet for years. I said, let's go another route. Let's help people to navigate this new world, this brave new world that we found ourselves in. And in order to do that, we got to shed old skin and change stinking thinking, right? And we also have to do, those of us who, you know, we come from America, or you live in Europe, or you have family members, you know, you work in a big city, you have family members who live in smaller cities, because it happens in the West as well, where, you know, you're trying to do what is right and get your life together and get your finances together. And you just have, you know, family members. A lot of people go through this, where they just have family members who always have their hands stuck out. You know, give them a book to read. Give them a book to read. Buy The Laptop Millionaire. Buy the book. I'm not being paid to market this book. This is such a great book. I'm like, hey, I'll market it for free. Okay? If they're coming to you asking you for money that you don't have, buy them that book. And if they read the book from front to back, when they come to you for money, you ask them, did you read the book? And then if they said they read it, question them about what they learned in that book. And ask them, is there anything in that book you want to do? And if they can't find anything in that book they don't want to do, don't give them money. Did you hear what I said? Is anyone following? Buy them a book that will teach them instead of giving them money. Okay? Sometimes I'm not talking about $20, $30, $50. You know, I'm talking about, people coming, and asking, and you're trying to put your life together and they're coming and asking you for money. Buy them a book. Buy them a book like this. Buy them a book like this. And you say, I'm giving you a week to read the book. And then we're going to have a test on what you learned. You're going to buy them a book like this. Okay? And you say, I'm going to give you a week to read this book. And after you read the book, I'm going to test you on what you learned in this book. So you have a plan when you're done with the book. And if they haven't read it and they fail the test, this is not someone you want to be giving money. Is anyone following me? Okay? This is not someone you want to be giving money, because you will never stop giving away your hard-earned money to ungrateful people. Okay? You too got to change your stinking thinking, that not every hand that comes stretched out to you asking for your hard-earned won gains, you should be giving. Okay? All right, guys. So we are 2 hours. Tomorrow I have a busy day, but I think I'm going to find time tomorrow to finish up chapter 1 and to go into chapter 2. And if not tomorrow, more than likely Wednesday, but definitely Thursday and Friday. Okay? All right, guys. I hope you learned something for today. And let me get off. I don't want to be too long on here. So, guys, going forward, like I said, we're going to be doing books, because I believe in between a book, you can be healed. In between a book, you can strategize. In between a book, you can learn. In between a book, you can change your life. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Share, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.